Your joints don't lie, your kidneys whisper. Even your memory leaves clues. And three common nuts? They quietly make everything worse. Most people think all nuts are healthy, but some can silently inflame, interfere with medications, or worsen frailty. Stick with me, because what walnuts do to your brain might just surprise you. After 60, your liver, kidneys, and even your brain become more sensitive to what you eat. And yet, millions of older adults still snack on nuts that can quietly fuel inflammation, kidney strain, or medication overload. What most people don't realize is, not all nuts are created equal. Some can reverse frailty and memory loss, while others quietly make things worse. Let's explore which to drop, and which to eat daily. Always consult your healthcare provider before making dietary changes. 1. Why peanuts can quietly fuel liver damage. If you're over 60, peanuts may not be the harmless snack you think they are. They're cheap, convenient, and everywhere, from peanut butter jars to trail mix. But here's where it gets interesting. A 2018 study in the Journal of Food Protection found that 92% of peanut samples contained aflatoxins, a mold toxin that's especially dangerous for older adults. Why? Because as we age, our liver's detox system slows down. Toxins that a younger body might clear easily now linger longer, quietly lighting fires inside your cells. And your joints? They feel it. Your memory? It fogs. Even your digestion can change, and not in a good way. I remember Rosa, 67. She thought her peanut butter habit was harmless, even healthy. But her labs told another story: inflamed liver, elevated enzymes, persistent joint pain. Once we removed peanuts and swapped in soaked almonds, everything shifted. Within weeks, she had more clarity, better movement, and a sense of calm she hadn't felt in years. Think of aflatoxins like sparks in dry grass. You may not feel the heat right away, but eventually, the smoke always shows. So if peanuts are a daily habit, roasted, salted, or hidden in energy bars, it might be time to rethink. A safer swap? 10 to 15 soaked raw almonds in the morning, or a tablespoon of almond butter with breakfast. You'll still get the crunch, the protein, but without the silent inflammation. Let me ask you something. Has there ever been a food you thought was healthy, but later found out it was quietly hurting you? 2. Cashews, the calcium thieves. Cashews look innocent. They're smooth, creamy, and often labeled as a heart-healthy snack. But for older adults, especially those over 60, they can quietly steal something vital, not sugar, not fat. They steal calcium right from your bones. Here's how. Cashews are high in something called oxalates, tiny compounds that bind to calcium in your food and flush it out of your body before it's absorbed. So even if you're eating plenty of greens or taking a calcium supplement, those cashews might be blocking the benefit and weakening your skeleton day by day. Now, here's the part most people miss. A 2021 case report in clinical nephrology followed a senior patient who ate cashews daily for 4 months. She thought she was doing something good for her health, but ended up in urgent care with acute kidney injury. The doctors found high levels of oxalate crystals and no underlying condition. The culprit? Cashews. I had a patient named Frank, 71, who made a similar swap. He gave up potato chips, started snacking on salted cashews, and felt proud of the change. But then, the back pain started, then the fatigue, and finally, a trip to the ER, where doctors discovered early signs of kidney stress. Frank was shocked. He thought he was doing everything right, but that health food was slowly draining him. Cashews aren't evil, but for older adults, they should be an occasional treat, not a daily habit. If you love the crunch and flavor, go for walnuts or pistachios instead. Even better, soak your nuts overnight. It lowers oxalate levels and makes nutrients easier to absorb. Because when bones weaken, it doesn't happen all at once. It's slow, quiet, and almost invisible, until you try to stand up and your legs feel like sandbags. So, let me ask you, have your bones or legs felt weaker in the past year, even if you've been eating right? 3. Pine nuts, the medication disruptors. Pine nuts sound fancy. You'll find them in pesto sauce, gourmet salads, and health food mixes. But if you're over 60 and taking medication, they may be working against you. Not because of sugar, not because of salt, but because they disrupt how your body processes medication. See, pine nuts interact with something called the CYP450 enzyme system in your liver, the very system responsible for breaking down over half of all prescription drugs. And when that pathway gets disrupted, your meds may stay in your bloodstream too long or get flushed out too fast, making them either too strong or totally ineffective. In a 2022 review from Gerontology Pharmacy, researchers found that nearly 60% of seniors who ate pine nuts while on statins or blood pressure meds had unexpected side effects or therapeutic failures. But the scariest part? You might not even connect the dots. I remember Helen, 70 years old. She came in complaining of constant nausea, food aversion, and unexplained weight loss. She'd lost 12 pounds in under 2 months. Her appetite was gone. Food tasted metallic. Even water made her gag. We traced it back to a condition called pine mouth, a bitter aftertaste caused by pine nuts in sensitive individuals. But what made it worse? Helen was also taking 2 daily medications, both processed by CYP450. The pine nuts were scrambling the instructions her body relied on to metabolize them. Once she cut them out, her appetite returned. She regained energy and avoided a potentially dangerous prescription cascade. Here's the bottom line. If you're on statins, antidepressants, or blood thinners, pine nuts are not your friend. Choose pistachios or walnuts instead. Safer, more predictable, and actually protective for your heart and brain. Because sometimes it's not the food that hurts you. It's how that food changes everything else. So now I want to hear from you. Have you ever had strange side effects from a food while taking medication? 4. Almonds, the bone builders. Now that we've talked about what to avoid, let's talk about what to add, because not all nuts are risky. Some, they're like armor for your aging body, and almonds might just be the unsung hero of senior strength. They're rich in magnesium, plant-based protein, and natural anti-inflammatories. But their real gift? They help protect against frailty, that creeping weakness that makes it harder to stand, walk, or stay independent. In the Australian nut study from 2016, adults over 70 who ate just over 1 ounce of almonds daily, about 20 pieces, were 23% less likely to develop frailty over time. That's not just a number, that's fewer falls, fewer hospital visits, more time walking your dog, or picking up your grandkids without wobbling. And the way almonds work is brilliant. They support bone density with magnesium, they feed your muscles with protein, and they help keep inflammation in check, one of the root causes of stiffness and fatigue. Dale, 74, came to me after 2 scary falls in the same winter. She wasn't frail, just wobbly. So we didn't just add more calcium. We added 20 soaked almonds every morning alongside a high-protein breakfast. 6 months later, no more falls, more energy, and a kind of quiet confidence in how she moved through her day. You can do the same. Soak your almonds overnight. It softens the outer skin and boosts nutrient absorption. Then eat them first thing in the morning with breakfast, or blend it into a smoothie. Because bones don't stay strong by accident. They need building blocks, and almonds are bricks. So tell me this, do you start your day with foods that build you up or wear you down? 5. Walnuts, brain-protecting omega shield. Some foods sharpen your brain, others protect it. But walnuts, they do both. And they've been doing it for centuries. These humble, wrinkled little nuts are packed with ALA omega-3s, plant-based fats that fight inflammation inside the brain, preserve memory, and even slow down biological aging. In the WAHA study of 2020, seniors who ate 1 to 2 ounces of walnuts daily, that's about 7 to 14 halves, showed better memory retention and slower telomere shortening, a key marker of aging. Translation? Their brains were literally aging slower, and it wasn't just on paper. James, 69, came to me after forgetting simple things. Names, why he walked into a room, even appointments. He was scared. His father had Alzheimer's, and he didn't want to follow the same path. We added 7 walnut halves to his evening yogurt, alongside a calcium-rich snack, which helps with absorption and brain-calming minerals. Within 6 weeks, he was finishing crossword puzzles again, remembering errands, and more than anything, he felt like himself again. So, what makes walnuts so powerful? They reduce brain inflammation, the kind that blunts memory, dulls focus, and makes you feel foggy. They nourish brain cell membranes like tiny helmets protecting neurons, and they improve insulin sensitivity in the brain, which is crucial because after 60, insulin resistance doesn't just show up in your belly, it shows up in your brain. So, if brain fog has been sneaking up on you, or if you've lost confidence in your memory, this is one daily habit that could shift the tide, and it only takes 7 halves. Let me ask you, is your current snack helping your brain, or just filling the gap? 6. Pistachios, natural blood pressure regulators. Of all the nuts you can reach for, pistachios might be the most overlooked. But for seniors struggling with blood pressure, they could be the single most powerful snack in your kitchen. See, pistachios are rich in arginine, a compound that helps open up your blood vessels, improve circulation, and lower pressure inside your arteries. Think of arginine like a natural valve adjuster. It tells your vessels, ease off, let go, flow freely. In a 2014 study from Penn State University, adults who ate a daily handful of pistachios, about 24 nuts, saw an average drop of 4.8 millimeters of mercury in systolic blood pressure in just 4 weeks. Now, that might not sound like much, but a 5-point drop can cut stroke risk by up to 14%. That's not just science, that's survival. And here's what's even better. Pistachios don't just lower pressure. They're loaded with antioxidants, potassium, and fiber, all of which help protect your heart, kidneys, and brain. Gary, 72, used to snack on pretzels at 3 p.m. every day. His doctor kept nudging him about borderline hypertension, so we swapped in pistachios. Just one small handful mid-afternoon with a glass of water. 3 months later, his blood pressure dropped. He passed his DMV renewal test without anxiety, and he started walking again because he felt safe doing it. That's the power of a snack that works with your body instead of against it. So here's my question for you. What do you reach for when your energy dips around 3 p.m.? Something that lifts you up, or something that keeps you stuck? Most people think health comes from big, dramatic changes. But the truth is, real strength comes from the small things we repeat every day. A handful of the right nuts, at the right time, chosen with the right intention. Your bones, your brain, your heart, they're listening. They always have been. And even if you've been misled or made choices you regret, your body is still capable of healing. Rosa got her energy back. Frank reversed his kidney stress. James regained memory confidence. And Dale, she stopped falling. So, here's my question for you. Which nut surprised you the most today? Or was there one you've been eating that you're now ready to let go of? Let me know in the comments, because your story might help someone else stay strong too. And if this helped you, If it made you think differently about something as simple as a snack, then please subscribe. That way you can keep learning how to stay independent, mobile, and mentally sharp, no matter your age. Because your body remembers what safety feels like, and it's never too late to come back to it.